The desert stretched endlessly, a vast expanse of golden sand under a merciless sun. Through this unforgiving landscape stumbled a small golden puppy named Soul, separated from his litter by a sudden flood. His once bright fur was now dulled by dust and sweat, his paws cracked from the relentless ground. Yet within his tiny chest beat a spirit that refused to surrender. Hours passed like an eternity as Soul pushed forward, his shadow shrinking to nothing beneath the blazing sky. Just as hope seemed lost, a massive shape appeared on the horizon. At first, Soul thought it a mirage, but as it drew closer, he realized it was a camel, towering and majestic. Fear whispered for Soul to hide, but courage spoke louder. Gathering his remaining strength, the puppy lifted himself onto shaking legs and raised his paws in a silent plea. The camel halted, its warm breath washing over Soul. With ancient patience, the giant lowered itself, offering blessed shade to the exhausted pup. Before Soul could rest, a faint cry pierced the silence. Turning towards the sound, he discovered a tiny crimson-gray kitten hidden in a thorny scrub. Her leg was twisted and bloodied, her breathing shallow. Soul recognized in her the same desperate struggle for survival. Without hesitation, Soul turned back to the camel, his eyes pleading once more. The gentle giant understood, carefully lifting the kitten with its broad lips and settling her onto its back. Soul pushed with all his might to help, and soon an unlikely family of 3 began their journey across the burning sands. The desert showed no mercy as they trudged onward. Soul often collapsed only to rise again, driven by a will stronger than his small body. Above, the kitten swayed gently with each of the camel's steady strides. As dusk fell, new dangers emerged. Hyenas slunk from the shadows, their laughter sharp and hungry as they circled the trio. Despite his fear, Soul planted himself before the camel, his tail stiff and a defiant spark in his throat. The camel answered with a thunderous bellow, rearing up and scattering the pack with its mighty hooves. When silence returned, Soul pressed against the camel's leg, trembling but unbroken. They had survived together. Night deepened before they found relief at a shimmering oasis. The camel knelt, lowering the kitten so she could drink. Soul lapped at the water until stars danced on its surface. As he lifted his head, he saw their 3 reflections side by side, puppy, kitten, and camel, bound not by blood, but by the desert's trial. At dawn, a herder named Samir approached, his eyes widening at the sight before him. With gentle hands, he tended to the kitten's wounds and offered water to all 3. Recognizing they couldn't survive alone, Samir called for help. By sunset, a rescue team arrived to carry them to safety. The wildlife sanctuary became their new home. The kitten, now named Mira, healed day by day. Soul regained his strength, his fur once again bright as morning light. The camel, called Kadar, remained their watchful guardian. Each evening, as the sun painted the sky gold, they rested together. No longer lost fragments of the desert, but a family forged in its fires. Their story spread beyond the sanctuary walls. Herders spoke of it under starlit skies, rangers told it to wide-eyed children, and even the desert wind seemed to carry their legend. It was a tale of survival of love found in the harshest of places, and of a family bound not by blood, but by the courage to protect, the patience to endure, and the compassion to carry another when all hope seems lost.